durability in terms of just the grit. And I think by the time you study things like engineering, you have that capability of, doing a lot of it. Some of it may be manual. I don't know how your course is structured, but then a lot of it is also a man's world, and it's not going to be easy. Yeah, we've sat, at least now medicine, we've now turned over. We have more female doctors than male doctors graduating from our university. But in our time, we were like 18 out of 120. Yeah, and so sitting in some of these spaces, sitting in boards, you'll be told, you know what, you're the one to pray, you're the one to serve tea, you're the one to take notes. That is how much we are reduced in terms of women. So you have to be durable. Sometimes you have to speak up and stand up for yourself. We have a mindset of how do I, especially if you have dependents, you have a mindset of I need to make a little bit more. And I think that mindset of nurturing, the mindset of caring, the mindset of looking at the future, so it's not just about the here and now, gives us a very good opportunity to plow that into entrepreneurship, because you need that. But you need to have things that you need to remember. If you want to jump into that, if you're already in it, these are some things that maybe you may have experienced and we'll share more about it. You need to have a vision. So when you start your journey, like I have another business, I have like 3 businesses. I hope there is not listening. Okay, the ones that I have declared are 3. So one is a domestic worker agency, it's called Nyarai. And some of my businesses come again from my lifestyle. Like I see a problem, maybe I've experienced the problem, and then I realize that you can get a solution to it. And my type of personality is the type that I have to tell myself to stop. Because I can see problems everywhere and I can see solutions everywhere. The problem with me is that I need someone to execute those solutions. And so many of the times I'll start with very fantastic ideas, very fantastic solutions, and then many of these fall through because I don't have the person to execute. So have a vision. So for example, you've identified a problem. You've seen in the engineering space, what's an example? Let's say solutions for solar. Yeah. So we have Kenya Power, like when I tried to apply for Kenya Power in my place, I was given a bid of 1.7 million because I was outside the radius of 600 by 100 meters. And no matter what I tried to plead, they would not listen. And when you buy that transformer, it's not yours, it's theirs. Yeah? So I decided to go solar. But now when I went solar, I asked on my timeline, what are the pros and cons? Because I don't know much about solar. I'm telling you, it was as if you all went to different universities when you're giving me those solutions. So there was this one who talks about this thing, another one comes and says this way and this way and this way. So if I were an entrepreneur and I was following AMAKOVE and I was in engineering, I'm giving you an example of seeing opportunities, I would say we have very many lay people because we have people saying, oh, I'm also interested, I'm also interested, I'm also interested. And I realized all these solutions are scattered. Of course, they are also biased depending on the marketing angle. But you don't have a platform where anyone who's taking solutions for solar can go. The basic 101 of solar. So if I also love IT solutions, then this is something that my company can offer. Just a simple website of solars, the do's and don'ts, because they kept on telling me green, off-grid, the other one is off-grid, the other one is what? Retired, yes. And I'm like, what is this off-grid? What's the difference between a lithium battery and a watt battery? So it's a service that you can clearly see if maybe on that social media platform that there's a problem. That there's information, it's scattered, it's also piecemeal, and maybe there's something that you can offer because you're an expert. And just by creating a solution like that, you are able to not only inform people, but also work with other partners towards supporting that kind of platform. So you get your revenue from partnerships, but you're giving information for that. So have a vision. The vision has to be solving a problem. So you can't, And this is what I see a lot in the medical space, especially in engineering, because people devise, whether it's IT or whether it's mechanical or devices, people devise a solution and then they look to see where the problem is. And most of the time, the engineers are outside healthcare space and are not consulted with healthcare space. For example, during COVID, we saw all manners of gadgets, all manners of gadgets. And the people they did a fantastic. We have a lot of technical brain there, but they did not understand the ecosystem of medicine. The ecosystem of medicine is highly regulated field. So you didn't even know that you need some sort of certification, international standards, local standards, and then looking at the market. Who are the players? Who are the people who will pay? So most people thought government would buy those things. Government does not easily buy things from private sector. And then government also has corruption. So you have procurement laws and whatnot. So we had fantastic ideas at the SAT, at the universities, and they also sat there. So ensure that you see the problem and then develop a solution for it. Believe in yourself. So you went to school, you finished. Is there any student here, someone who's still in school? You're still in school, undergrad? Okay. But you qualified to go to that school? Yes. So one of the things that I see is a lot of self-sabotage as women. So you've come up with this fantastic product, or you've come up with this fantastic business. You've identified, you've marketed, you've built a platform, or you built a Facebook or whatever. I refer to Facebook a lot because the others are not so good at. Let's say LinkedIn profile. And then a comment comes there. And the comment is like, but this solution does not, compared to this competitor's view, does not. And you know, whatever they put is a fact. It's not that it's not something to just put you down. It's a fact. But because you've reached a hurdle, you start now second guessing yourself. And you realize maybe people don't want this thing. So you start now reducing that and you stop it. Or you get discouraged, you don't follow it up. So you need to have to be at a place where you are so confident in yourself that when you stand up, how many of you have ever done elevator pitches? Okay, I don't choose you, B. Do you mind saying an elevator pitch about yourself, your business? Do you have a business? Okay, who has a business? And can test an elevator pitch with me. Okay, try. What's your name? Yes. Mary.
Yes. You say you were saying I keep for a living and I made hands for a living. For a living and I made hands for a living. Maybe I run a clinic as a person.
Did you get that? In fact, I was so shocked that she's kind of a thing. So elevator pitch is where you have 3 minutes with me being the president, and I want to be the president. Being the president in an elevator, you have only 3 minutes. You're trying to get me, now you have your chance.
I will say I kill for a living and make hands for a living. So it cuts the person's attention. And then yeah, I kill for a living and I make hands for a living. Meaning I'm not doing a construction company and I transform that.
Wow, did you hear that? So she kills for a living and she mends hands for a living. The first thing that hits you is that she killed. And so it's a very catchy phrase that covers and it will stay with someone. That tagline will stay with someone. So learn to work on your elevator pitches. Learn to know your tagline. Learn to know what the so what. Why should I be interested in your business? That's so what. Don't go saying my competitor does not, all I hear is your competitor. So do not market yourself using your competitor.